The first thing I wanted to bring up with you is something that I experienced as one of your clients is how to develop emotional resilience.
Mm.
Um, because no matter what people are going through, be it you know, being in the middle of a divorce or maybe being an actor who's trying to stay away from the slings and
Oh.
arrows of outrageous fortune, as they mention.
So true.
Um, it's it's hard to come back to stasis when you are feeling like kind of buffeted by circumstances that are larger than you.
So true.
Um,
So true.
you talk a lot about how to be resourceful and resilience, but what do you think this actually looks like in somebody's everyday
Right.
life?
I think that's such a good question because there's a lot of people that talk about it. They put it in spiritual context and they put it in, um, you know, um, big picture work, like be resilient in your work, pick yourself up. And I feel like in this culture right now, we have this idea that we have to be superhuman. And and I don't think resilience means that you're superhuman. I think resilience means you feel all the feels and then you say, okay, that's it for now. Like this is the moment I'm going to feel. And then you're going to wash your face, put on your makeup, whatever, shave, take a shower. I always say, you always hear me say this, pull up your big girl pants and get on with your day. And the thing is that we are designed biologically, physiologically to handle stress. And when we think we can't, I can't do this, I can't do this. Well, you are doing it. So that's a lie. And secondly, you're designed to do it. And thirdly, you don't have a choice. Life can be really shitty sometimes.
Yeah, it can really pile on in one day too. So, well, what do you think is the most common thing that people, like the common thoughts that need to be overcome when this type of stuff happened? Like, for instance, recently, in one day, I went to the dentist and had a $2,300 bill for a crown. And then
Sure.
same day, I took my cat to the vet and had another almost $1,000 bill.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, so I had a really great day. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Expensive day.
awesome.
That was an expensive day for you, Anne.
Very
Uh,
expensive. I'm still reeling from it, you know. And I just, it's easy for me to go into like, well, of course, that's my luck, blah blah blah, poor little
right.
old me, pity party. So, and I did that for a while, and then
Sure. Sure.
said,
Sure.
okay,
Good.
with the
You have
training,
to.
I'm going to put this down for a little while. What can I do?
Right.
So can I do something for someone else? Can I make a meal? Can I, what's gonna help me move forward here? And
Right.
or can I sit down and look at my books for a few minutes and go, okay, well, how am I going to pay this off? But anyway,
Right.
what do you think in general, though, most people struggle with in terms of thoughts that keep them from finding resilience?
Well, the victim mentality or the lack of faith or trust that you are going to work through this. And that's
Mhm.
in a really general sense, right? Like when you're feeling that, ouch, it hurts and it can destabilize you. I have myself have gotten some credit card bills like that and I'm like, "Ow, that was really harsh."
Yeah.
Right? And we're not going to talk about economics and class, income. I don't want to go there right now, but all of that plays in.
But it's a setback to,
It's a
some sort of
setback
set. Yeah.
and it's a setback, but it also is where do I want to spend my money?
Hmm.
Am I going to take care of my animals? Am I going to take care of myself? And am I fortunate, grateful, thank you, grateful, I can still work and earn this money?
Right.
And having the faith that you can still work and earn this money, that you will pay this. And it's not that you're being punished or that, you're clearly being tested. No question about that. Um, and it is the feeling, it is the sense of, oh, that hurts. Oh, that was expensive. And knowing I'm going to do this. I'm going to
Yeah.
pick myself up. I'm going to move forward. I have had big credit card bills in the past. right? And if you're going to take on a cat, it's kind of like you want to say to your younger self, "Oh, I should have thought about the cat. It's going to be expensive to own a pet." We don't do that. We're like, "Oh, I want a cat."
I know. We don't think about the long term. But is there a particular moment maybe that's might be in a sort of a different category for you when you had to struggle to choose grace and dignity and when it
Mm,
was hard? Like, because I think we are talking about keeping your dignity and your grace through, yeah,
hard
being,
times.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I think grace and dignity need to come all the time. They're kind of old-fashioned words, and I think we need grace and dignity all the time, everywhere, for ourselves and for the others in our lives. And that self-compassion, we can call it compassion for others. You taught me that wonderful word of compassionate boundaries
Yeah.
and being discerning about what am I going to indulge, whether it's in myself or whether it's in somebody else. Because we have all the flavors within us, right? I can go really mean, I can go really kind, I can go really angry, I can go really vulnerable. It's all of it, right? We have all of that potential within us. So it's up to us about what are we going to experience now, and knowing enough about yourself that you can handle it. You can do it. You can rise above. That's so important to me because otherwise we're all just going to be in the mud hole.
Hmm. Um, yeah. And, you know, what kind of basic everyday skills does that look like to you? Like, are there
Sure.
a few things that you do that, like habits?
Yeah. Habits. Well, how you talk to yourself is the number one habit,
Right.
right? How we talk to ourselves, how we coach ourselves, how we think of ourselves, what we say to ourselves. I think that's so, so important. And excuse me a second. And then I think that it's also who you surround yourself with, right? So the conversations you're involved with. If you're involved with somebody who are negative Nellies all the time, you're going to be negative because you're part of the herd. And if you're around people who are optimistic or positive or grateful, you're going to be more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I
think sorry, I think those two choices are super important. They're like the foundation of
Mhm.
who we are in the world.
That you always have a choice.
We always have a choice. Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when circumstances are really difficult, we feel like we don't have a choice.
Often, often we think that we don't have a choice. We always have a choice. Even when we choose not to choose, we're making a choice. It's like kind
That's like, I know that you know that I know that we know.
of. Exactly.
Very meta.
Exactly. Very meta. Let's leave it at that today.
Okay.